Good morning, everyone. Joining us from Facebook and YouTube and WSA9.com. I am Mary Marshall in for an update on your forecast right now and all of what we are seeing outdoors. So here's what's happening right now. By now, yeah, you've guessed it. It is snowing across the region, the eastern shore. You're starting to get a little bit of a mix now. All rain over Ocean City at this hour, but we've got snow across the region. Let's zoom into a few neighborhoods around the region right now and talk about what we are seeing. So around the Vienna area, some moderate snow is falling now. This is on its way to McLean. It's also on its way to Lake Barcroft. You'll see it there. Light to moderate snow around D.C. and Alexandria. Even over towards College Park and FedEx Field, you have some steady snow falling there. And as you go a little bit further south and east around Mechanicsville, we also have some moderate to heavier snow falling there, pushing over to the east. Prince Frederick, you're also going to get in on some of that moderate to heavier snow. Now, moving back a little bit further over to the west, we can see a break just south of Fredericksburg. Lighter snow showers over Fredericksburg and Quantico at this time. As you head north on 95, you run into a little bit more snow. Culpeper, there's some light snow for you now, but watch out. You could get brushed by this next band of some moderate to heavier snow along the Culpeper area. In Prince George's County, Bowie, also looking at FedEx Field, you've got some light to moderate snow falling. Upper Marlboro, steady snow for you. Same around the Odenton area. And also as we go a little bit further west around Cumberland, they are getting a little bit of a break from the steadier snow right now, but we still have snow across the region. Germantown, all the way up through Rockville, moderate to heavier snow is falling for you just along 270. Damascus is one of the areas that actually has picked up more than 3 inches of snow there. Sterling, light to moderate snow. Reston, some moderate to heavier snow. This is moving over to the east toward 495 as well. So around the region, we can see that the snow is falling, but you may be wondering when is this going to be ending and what's the impact in your neighborhood? We're looking at snow from now until roughly about 2 o'clock or so in the afternoon. After 2 p.m., the snow will lighten up for most areas and begin to dissipate. By 5 o'clock, most areas should be seeing the snow winding down and moving out of the area. But we do have crews stationed around the region. They're driving around, checking on the roads just in case you have to run an errand and you want to know what the roads will look like. We have our very own Nicole D'Antonio. She is driving around and has a look right now of the roads to see what they are looking like outdoors right now. Nicole, what can you tell us?
Hey, Mary, I can't believe it's mid-March and we're still talking about snowfall here. I mean, I know you've been warning us about it for, much of the past week, but I'm missing the 70s. But regardless, I want to turn the camera around and show you what we are seeing out here. As you can see, just a little bit of everything. So right now we are on Route 7 heading towards the Tysons area. Here's a look at the back camera. You can see really it's just that snow and ice stuck to the camera. So let me turn it back around. As you said, the snow and the heavy wind that's really making things a little messy out on the roads. And of course, when you have that double the wind and the snow, that can really have an impact on downed trees and power outages. So we are keeping a close eye on that. We did check in with Dominion Energy. They say they have at least 300 additional crew members. They are just on standby. They're working today to repair any damaged power lines that could pop up as a result of this storm. We also checked in with VDOT. They say that they're watching the accumulation we have as we've been out here. We've seen a number of snow plows out treating the roads, but you have to remember that because of the rain we had this morning and overnight, it really was difficult for them to pre-treat the roads before the snow started to fall. In the district, we checked in with them as well. Same thing. They started salting the roads at around 10 this morning. They're just on standby waiting to pick up any snow as it accumulates as well. And Mary, I do want to mention, I know you've been talking about the temperatures and how quickly that dropped. When we first left the station around 4 o'clock this morning, over the course of the hour, we saw the temperature drop significantly. Looking at the temperature off of our WSA 9 Weather Explorer, it's now reading 29 degrees. That's a pretty significant drop from when we left the station this morning. But again, just between the slick roads, it is just a messy day today. The good news is that it is Saturday, so it's not the busy morning rush hour that we would normally see throughout the morning. And another good news, you can just stay inside, stay off the roads if you can, just stay inside and enjoy the day in, right?
Yeah, it is that kind of day where outside, is really not the greatest day. And on top of that, Nicole, not just the snow, but we're also looking at the wind. So one more recap around the region. Most of us right now are getting some steady snow in the area around Quantico, light to moderate snow. This is moving over toward Dahlgren. You're getting a break from some of that heavier snow. Solomons and Leonardtown, some moderate snow is on the way for you. We are seeing some mixing just to the east of Solomons. And as you head a little bit further over toward the east Eastern Shore, around the Salisbury area. You do still have some rain falling there. Same around the beaches. Cambridge, a mix for you. Easton, you're also starting to see some rain with some snow mixing in. So here's what you need to know. Snow between now and 2 p.m. Snow starts to end gradually after 2 o'clock. You'll notice it getting a little bit lighter, and by 5 o'clock, most of us should see the snow dissipating across the area. We're still going to be dealing with some strong wind gusts throughout the day. Occasionally, you're going to get those gusts as strong as 50 miles per hour across the region. Snow totals have begun to pour in. It is piling up out there. Spotsylvania, just under a half an inch there. Lake Ridge, Virginia, and Prince William, just more than a half an inch there. Dulles Airport, 3.4 inches of snow, 2.5 in Arcola, Virginia, and Ashburn, Virginia, picked up 3.3 inches of snow. Now in Chantilly, we had 2.1 inches, nearly 2 inches in Herndon. Damascus picked up 3.8 inches, so almost 4 inches in Damascus. We could certainly see those numbers go up throughout the afternoon. Bloomfield, Maryland, 3.1 inches, and Poolesville, Maryland, 2 inches, and I heard just over an inch, or right at about an inch in Gaithersburg. Here's Futurecast for the next few hours. 11 a.m. We're still dealing with some snow across the area. There will be occasional little pockets of moderate to heavier snow, and this is that wetter snow that's coming down right now. By 1:30, snow across all the region, including the Eastern Shore. They might still have a few little rain showers mixing in with that, but for the most part, we're going to see a bit more snow move even into that area. This is 3:30 p.m. This is the tail end, and by 5 o'clock, you can see most of us are snow-free at this point. The other component to this is the wind. Winds are gusting up to 30 miles per hour, so you're going to see that snow blowing around the area at times, and we do have even stronger wind gusts. Look at this in Reedville, a wind gust of 47 miles per hour, and winds are gusting up to about 33 miles per hour in the Leesburg area. This is going to be an all-day affair with the winds. They are not going to die down until after midnight tonight. So with trees that are already wet at the roots from the rain, and then you got the snow on top of them, plus the wind, I could easily see how some of those tree branches could snap, or how some weak and vulnerable trees could tumble over. So do be careful of that if you're out and about. Meanwhile, temperatures are steadily dropping. We've got 30s and even 20s across the region right now. With the wind chill, of course, it feels much colder than that. Feeling like 22 in D.C., it feels like 20 now in College Park. So here's are some of the impacts. You can see, obviously, we've seen the rain and the snow out there. The roads are damp. There's snow on the roads. I know just outside of D.C., if your roads aren't treated here, they'll likely have a light coat of snow or a bit of a snow slush on them. Snow, obviously, on the grass and so forth. With the winds blowing around, that could blow around some loose objects that are not secure. Your outdoor plans, you probably took brunch inside. I'm guessing that probably was the better idea. You can see, as I mentioned before, trees coming down and getting snapped as well. So we're still under a winter weather advisory until about 3 o'clock or so today, and a winter storm warning further north and west around Martinsburg, Hagerstown, but even the northern tier of Montgomery and Loudoun counties are included within that as well. And as we look at the wind advisory, essentially all of the region is under that wind advisory. Stronger wind gusts could get up to about 55 miles per hour, and that's going to go until about 1 o'clock in the morning for us. So we're certainly looking at some very active weather today with multiple prongs of it. So I'm going to look at some of your comments out here today. Most of you just saying hi. Martinsburg. Oh, hi, Stacy. How are you? So, Stacy, yes, you're still getting the snow, and you are in the area that's under the winter storm warning, and you're going to see those conditions continuing to see the snow up until about the early afternoon hours. The winds will be with you throughout the day. I haven't heard any totals coming out of Martinsburg, West Virginia so far, but I know that you do follow me on Twitter, so if I hear of something, I will look you up and let you know some of the totals in your area. Anybody else with some questions? Getting lots of comments out here. Just saying good morning and things like that. So good to hear that from you all this morning. I'm glad you all are in and staying safe. That is good to know. Just checking over some of your comments to see if you have any questions. So let me just recap what's going on. And keep in mind, we do keep this information up to date as well on our website. And also you can check us out on the mobile app as well. And if it's safe to do so, send us some pictures. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood. We love to see some of the photographs of what's happening outside in your neighborhood when it's safe to do so. If you think you're going to slip and all that, don't, then obviously don't go out. Speaking of slipping, I do want to just talk a bit for a moment about the road temperatures, which is something that I have been monitoring. So treated roads may be okay. I would be a little bit concerned about side roads that haven't had any treating. If we continue to see, we're going to continue obviously to see these temperatures tumble, but the pavement temperatures will continue to come down. So anything that doesn't either evaporate or dry up will eventually, you could get a little bit of ice under there. So we do have to be careful of that. The only plus about the winds is that it could speed up that process of things drying up, right? So that is the one perk, although it could do some other damage in the midst of it. But at least it'd be better than having ice on the roads. Just to recap what's going on right now, snow is falling across the region. I'll go back over the snow totals in just a moment, but just want to recap you on what we're seeing right now. If you're in the Salisbury area along the eastern shore, you've got some rain falling right now. Easton, some rain. You're going to see some snowflakes mixing in. Cambridge, you're already starting to get a mix over in that area, but we've already seen the snow come down in Solomons, Prince Frederick, Mechanicsville, even in the Quantico and Dale City areas around Tuscarora, Poolsville, Germantown. We've seen the snow there, and now we're picking up on this darker blue color, some moderate to heavier snow pushing into Rockville. It's on its way to Olney next. This is going to be crossing over 495 along the Beltway, and just coming out of Reston along 7. We're also seeing some of that lighter snow. Light snow now over the Leesburg area. Cumberland getting a break from the steadier snow, and right now in the Fairland and the Laurel areas, you've got light to moderate snow. College Park, some light to moderate snow. Same for the Bowie area as well. Fredericksburg, Quantico, La Plata, and Waldorf, lighter snow for you, a break a little bit further to the south of us. And as we go a little bit further around the region, we can see that Alexandria also getting the light to moderate snow, and we'll continue to see that falling right now. Winchester, some lighter snow for you, but you're about to get a break pretty soon. When I back this all the way out, you can see that there is a break from Elkins all the way up to 81. So some of those areas that we're seeing the steadier snow, you're going to get a break from that right now, but you won't see those snow showers completely taper off until this system moves all the way to the east, and it will take to at least early afternoon for that to happen. So if you're around Hagerstown, you're still getting the light to moderate snow. Same in the Martinsburg area, but give it another hour or so and you may begin to see that snow lighten up a little bit and push a little further east to give you a break from that steadier snow in those areas. I can see things just tapering down just a little bit when we look just to the west of 81. So just to recap, from now until 2 o'clock is when we'll get the majority of the accumulating snow. Once we get past 2 o'clock, we're going to gradually see things begin to wind down just a bit. Instead of that steady snow, you'd be looking at flurries, and then by 5 o'clock or so, most areas will begin to dry out. The winds, however, will be whipping up throughout the day. We're under a wind advisory. We could see those winds gusting up to about 50 miles per hour in some areas. We've seen gusts as strong as 47 miles per hour, 40-mile-per-hour gusts, you name it. We have seen it out there this morning. That wind advisory expires after midnight, so at about 1 a.m. So this is an all-day affair with the wind. Some of the hazards we have to watch out for will be falling trees and power lines. Remember, the roots of those trees are wet from the rain that we got earlier, right? Then you put some snow on top of it. Then you added some wind to it, and not quite the best scenario for some of the trees, especially ones that are, vulnerable and weak already. So that's what we're dealing with today. And of course, the plummeting temperatures were already in the 20s and 30s outside across the region. So if you do venture out, do be careful. We'll keep you up to date on our social media posts, also on WSA9.com, and of course, our app as well. We want to thank you all for joining us on Facebook, on YouTube, on WSA9.com. It's been a pleasure to serve you. We will keep you up to speed here. Have a great day and be safe.